What up, 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 what up? It's your boy Unkasa. Thank you for tuning in for another episode of Unkasa True Hip Hop Stories. Thank you for your likes, your subscriptions, your comments, your donation is very appreciated. Um, uh, the response, it's been crazy. I can't believe the subscribers went up the way they did. Keep subscribing, keep hitting the like button, keep commenting, let me know what y'all want to know about. Do I have any stories with so and so, this and that? If I have them, I definitely will give them to you. Shout out to everybody that's sending their merchandise and their clothing. Shout out to Royal Regime. This is a fire tee collab that they did with Champion. It's fire. It fit right. The hoodie is fire you sent me. Thank you. Very appreciative. It will get put to use. I'm a hood nigga. If it's fire, I'm going to support it. Shout out to Sunny Packs. That's my dude. Always come off and drop me exclusive flavors. Today he dropped me off the Gushers and the Wi-Fi cake. Shout out to my dude. Keep it coming. Like I said, everybody that's sending me merch and all they merch, I'm going to put it on my show. This is what I do. My platform is to help others and to inform and to educate people about the industry that we all love, this music culture, you know what I'm saying? From hip-hop to the arts. For those slow asses, roll up. For those that's already rolled up and been waiting for this notification, here's a light. Shout out to my guys at Onion Exotic Flavors. Here, take my lighter, pass that around, because y'all don't be having a light. Like I said, we're gonna give these guys that's not rolled up and they know my show is coming on. Cause I drop unexpectedly like bird shit. So you might not have a blunt ready, but my true fans, they have a blunt put up just waiting for this shit. So y'all do the same. Let's get into it. Today's episode is episode 19, and it's called Gentrification. How gentrification even affected hip hop and how the growth in my community, which is Harlem. From as far as I can remember, the hood has always been the pillar, the mecca, the birthplace of style, swag, trends, food, and music. We all know hip hop was born in the Bronx over there on Cedric. Shout out to DJ Cool Herc, Ben Bada, and the likes of people like that. When hip hop spread it spread it throughout the 5 boroughs in the world. Hip hop was actually birthed from not really having much, but some turntables, some good music, a red light, and some people come through. The dopest parties might not cost nothing but a quarter, maybe 50 cents to $1 to get in. And as times changed, that's when stuff started to level up. But let me tell y'all one thing. Without the house party or the block party, hip-hop would be nothing. And let me tell you why. The house party and the block party gave people the opportunity to enjoy music, sometimes without a cost. It's a lot of places that you want to go to enjoy music, but you had to pay to get in these places. And some of these places was exclusive. My mom told me when she was coming up, places like Studio 54, they pick who they pick who they want in their establishment. They had the rooftop and they had the SOS Club and what else? I don't want to miss nothing. The SOS Club, the rooftop, Harlem World, etc., etc. They had all these spots, and Like I said, a lot of people ain't have money. Only the hustlers, and the higher ups could afford to go to these special places to have parties. But for the regular Joe, the guy next door, the house party was the jam, or the block party, or the park jam. Without these elements, we would not have hip hop today. You wouldn't have me. You wouldn't have someone that's able to be in this music business, in this industry, to absorb the knowledge and to even give it to y'all without the house party, the block party, or the park jam. Now, due to gentrification, a lot of that stuff, like the park jam or the block party, is really cut real to a minimum or damn near extinct because of the youth and the actions in the hood, like the activity far as the violence that kind of scared off a lot of stuff that we was able to do back in the day. A lot of things that's pivotal in growing up is taken away from us due to gentrification and laws. When I was growing up, I couldn't wait for my block party. I couldn't wait for a park jam or 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 a house party. My best friend Aaron uh, used to throw some of the illest house parties ever. His brother was a local DJ by the name of Grand Shaka. Shout out to my dude Grand Shaka. Grand Shaka room was filled with crates and crates and crates and crates and crates of records. He only had enough space in his room for his clothes, his table, his records, and his bed. Everything else, like, only about 3 or 4 people can fit in G room. You know what I'm saying? But that was like my hip hop school. I would love to go to my man Aaron's house and sit in the back room until he came home from wherever he was, if he wasn't home already, and sit in his brother's room. The first time I ever heard Who Shot Ya was in my man Grand Shaka's back room. The first time I ever seen Method Man's Bring the Pain video, I was in Grand Shaka's room. I remember clear as day because and the first time I heard the Get Money beat, because he had the instrumentals, the white labels. They used to have the record stores like Rock and Soul and Music Hut that you can go buy records and these white labels, and those white labels would have, street cuts and instrumentals on them. So he would keep a bunch of white labels, and he used to have the white labels with Biggie and Onyx and everybody. Like, they was like pre-mixtapes. Like, they would have a bunch of songs and singles and LPs and TV tracks, and that's how a lot of the early mixtapes was created, due to break beats and instrumentals. So me and my friends used to go to in the back room with G, microphone, pass the microphone, sound rhymes, have him tape it on a Maxell tape, and go in his room and bump in and act like we got an album, you know what I'm saying? Until it was time for us to take our craft further than what we was going to take it, and that's what's going to the big studio. But before we was really going hard with the lyrics, we was going hard with the dancing. I can dance my ass off to this day. Me and my man Aaron and niggas I grew up with would used to show up to the house parties and the park jams, and niggas would be intimidated because they knew we was like the best dancers in the city. We would incorporate backflipping with our dance steps and all that. So we was really like not the just normal pop lock kids. We did the pop lock. We did everything. We did the street dance. We mixed everything. That's what made us so better than everybody else. So when we used to go to the park jams and the block parties, like, we take over. We know all the girls like you get the attention from the girls because all if you dancing good, the girls they gonna cheer whatever. So that was kind of like our first introduction to how to bag chicks just by being us, being the popular guys. Oh, that's that kid with the high top fade that know how to dance. Cause my man Aaron used to have the mean high top fade, like Kid and Play, like his shit used to stay cut to a T. Eyebrows arched, all that. Used to stay fly. Used to go to this barber shop in Harlem called New Style, and he also went to uh, a barber shop called New Tribe in Queens in the Coliseum, I believe. Fredro from Onyx used to cut his hair, if that's the name. But I definitely know New Style was one of the barbershops he used to go to and get his hair cut. So my man was popular in the hood just from his haircut because there wasn't too many people who had a high fade. Everybody had their flat tops, but for your shit to grow high and you to keep it, trimmed up and neat, you know what I'm saying? He was like the only nigga besides my man Ali, which was our other man, and we all formed a group called Endangered Species along with my man Gravedigger. So, we was just the popular kids that was known to dance and rapping. But Aaron got famous in the hood for his house parties. Aaron would throw these house parties to where he would invite guys from the east side, downtown, west side, uptown, downtown, all to his mom's house and have his brother DJ these parties, and kids from different walks of life that don't know each other. Some might know each other through playing basketball or going to school, but to bring all these kids in this apartment, you move all the furniture, you basically got the whole apartment out, leave a few chairs for people to sit, and you just party. And Aaron moms would fry wild packs of chicken for us and french fries, and we would, smoke our little weed and just party all night and, have a good time. One of the kids that used to come to the party was a friend of Aaron's, and I got real cool with him through the years just through Aaron's party. His name was Chopin, God bless him. He was actually killed at street jam, like a park jam that we called the Dome. If y'all from Harlem and you was growing up in the 90s, you know what the Dome is. It's right there by Jackie Robinson Pool. It's the big band shell. It looks like a stage with like a dome, half dome over it. That's why they call it the Dome. So if you from Harlem, y'all know about the Dome. So when I met Chopin, it was at Aaron's parties. Aaron's he used to come with his crew, and they, we used to basically battle. It's like, oh, the downtown kids, he know how to dance, so I'm gonna battle him. He was real short, fly, coolest kid you ever want to meet. And he wound up getting murdered going to the Dome one night. This is another night I had a funny feeling, and I stayed on my block. I didn't go to the Dome. And I was on my block, and people was coming back from the Dome and saying, yo, they was shooting at the Dome. So that's normal. In the 90s, 92, 93, 94, at a park jam, it's always going to get shot up. So you just thinking it's some normal shit. I done went to the Dome a few times where somebody had let off a gun in the crowd, especially when they used to throw your guns Onyx song. They used to let off, throw bottles and all that. But the same thing happened that same type of way that night when Chopin was there. I guess two rival crews bumped into each other, and all hell broke loose, and he got hit in the crossfire actually trying to jump over the wall out the park to get away from the bullets. A couple of bullets from different guns actually hit him and killed him. He was only like 13 at the time, I believe. Like, that's the first one of my friends or a kid I've known have to get killed. That's the first person besides Darnell Porter to to die young. That was the like that rock Harlem. His Chopin funeral was on MTV. Um, Video music box. Like when Chopin died, that rocked the hood. Like that really rocked the hood, and it was like devastating because the next day after that, I went to Aaron's house to go chill and smoke and whatever, and everybody like had the sad face, and it was like, I was like, yo, what's wrong? I asked Aaron's sister, Nicole, what's wrong? And he was like, yo, you know that was Chopin that got killed last night at the Dome? And I'm like, what? I'm like, get the fuck out of here, word? He was like, yeah, he got caught in the crossfire. He was trying to jump the wall, and he got hit, and that, like I said, that shit rocked him. At the time, he was going with a friend of mine. She was sad as hell, and it was a fucked up time. Like this around the time where Dirty Rotten Scandals had just dropped that song, Gangsta Lean and all that. Like it was sad when Chopin died. That shit rock Harlem because he was loved everywhere through Harlem. He was known through guys I went to school with that actually played ball with him and stuff like that. I think he had just caught a contract from Levi, if I don't, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Rest in peace, Chopin. Shout out to Tucson. Shout out to everybody from Skrilla Hill. Everybody that knows Chopin know that when that happened in Harlem, that shit rocked. And that was like one of the last domes. I don't think it was a dome after that. Like this park, Jackie Robinson Park, if y'all know it, the whole park used to be full of people up the hill, down the hill, downtown, crosstown. Everybody used to come to those jams because, like I said, it gave people that couldn't afford to go in clubs and all that. You know, you get your 40, you get your reefer, you come to a park jam, you enjoy yourself, you might bag a chick, you might slide, you might bump into a nigga you had beef with from high school, but might have a fight. But otherwise, it wasn't so as crazy as it is today. But like I said, back then, that was like a critical time, and that was like one of the deaths that rocked it. So shout out to everybody that knows Chopin, and rest in peace, my brother. But to get back to like the block parties, the park jams, the the ciphers, those was the things that built a lot of MCs that y'all love. We had to grow up in 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 poor times like the Reagan era and the Dankins era was like everything was a free for all. You know what I'm saying? You might catch get out all for a gun back in the days like 90, like those times was crazy. People was more, it was definitely more guns on the streets, definitely more streets. It was condemned, it wasn't gentrified. It was like, but that was like a part of the culture, the like the roughness and the toughness of how things used to look actually built the culture of hip hop. And a lot of guys that maybe was born, just born in 99 or 97 or 98 that didn't get to see what was going on in the earlier years. I get to tell y'all like how the streets was. Like the block parties was the place where you go to a block party, right? And you got both sides of the street, everybody cooking out, people sharing food. You got the girls that's been uh practicing a routine just to premiere at the block party for about 4 months straight since the wintertime. They got their shit together. Like the block party was the peace. The block party was the love. Like that's where, you know, everybody come out and just have a good time, enjoy. And like, you know, block parties used to be over 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. After they done opened the street, you still got both sides of the street crowded, everybody drinking, smoking, eating, just partying to the jam. Now you have a block party in Harlem. That joint might start at 8 in the morning, be over at 5 in the afternoon because they're afraid of the crowd it's going to bring. Or even look at the African Day Parade African American Day Parade in Harlem it only stretched for like a few blocks. I remember it used to stretch from all the way down to like from Huntington or all the way to 155th and 8th Avenue, I mean 7th Avenue. Now it might stretch for a few blocks and turn off after a while. It's due to the fact of all the violence that's happening in the hood. There's no more house jams. There's no more block parties. There's no more park jams due to the fact that when we was able to be free and do what we want, we kind of fucked it up by implicating a lot of violence and nonsense that was something that was supposed to be pure and for you to enjoy yourself. But that's the era I grew up in. Block parties, cookouts, jams. You go to Morningside for Father's Day. They used to throw the illest Father's Day cookouts. Or or you go to 139th and Lenox where Big L is from, and they used to throw the basketball games with the WBLS truck come out, and everybody was just enjoying. Like Harlem used to be had violence and drugs and poverty, but it was vibrant. It was love. Like people, like you couldn't wait for the summer to come just to do those things, like a park jam or a block party or a house party. My man, shout out to my man Bobo. He used to throw the Bobo Classic basketball tournaments, and after that, he used to throw the jams. Those joints used to be packed like a baby dome. Shout out to 151st between Amsterdam and Broadway, my block. Had some of the littest block parties ever in the history of having block parties. Shout out to 148th between Broadway and Amsterdam. They used to have the illest block party. Shout out to Branson block, 155th to 151st in St. Nick Place. They whole block, that shit used to stretch and be crowded. You got speakers from one end of the block to the other. That's what Harlem was about. Free food, free t-shirts, face paints for the kids, cotton candy, ices, giving back. Now guys get money in the hood and don't even give back. The bus rides, we used to have 6, 7 cheese buses. Those are school buses to people that know the lingo. Go to get on the cheese bus and go to Sebago Beach, to the man-made beach, and just have a ball. And people just taking a bunch of cold cuts and fried chicken and whatever is mobile you can move to eat and just go have a good time. Nowadays, you don't see that. We used to have Project Basement where it was just like a rec center. You don't got rec centers. You don't got play streets no more for the kids. And you wonder why the kids is getting into bullshit, because they have nowhere to go. Y'all cut off all the fun for that was actually made for the poor man, like the block party, the jam, the park jam, and the house party, because y'all started polluting and pushing drugs and guns in the hood, and these kids was getting attached to it, and it took the fun out of the what the block party, the house party, and the jam was made for. Now it's so much drugs and guns to where those environments for those type of functions cannot go on due to the violence and the drugs, because you hide out your mind and you strap with an automatic weapon. And this little kids, like it was the time where it wasn't so restricted, where you can be a little kid amongst adults long as you stayed in your place and have a good time. That's what it usually was about, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, my man Aaron used to throw the illest house parties. His birthday parties used to be the illest parties that you ever did. The first time I really smoked weed was at one of his parties. You know what I'm saying? I remember after the party, his sister was sweeping up all the Dutch and Philly guts. Back then, they were smoking Phillies and White Owl. They had a red room, just like I said, how my moms and them used to do. They had a red room with a light, and everybody was in there just smoking. Like you can actually go in the room and just inhale and get high. And it might have been so much tobacco that she pushed it into one corner, and that shit lifted up about almost 2 feet high off the floor. That much guts was in that party. Like niggas was just smoking all night and just dumping them in one corner. And that's all I remember from that party. Like that shit was epic. His mom's cooked a bunch of food like she usually do. You know, girls from downtown, uptown, down the hill, up the hill. It was just a fun time. And back then, we had a local club, Club 2000, that was popping. That was like right after that, you go to Caparel and go get you $1.50 chicken box with all the fries you can eat. Like Harlem was different, man. Like the vibes. Nowadays, those vibes is dead because gentrification. They building up homes that we can't afford. Um, they putting jobs in the hood that's not for us. So that's why a lot of stuff, a lot of people is moving south and they trying to get us out here, but we cannot let them kill hip hop culture. That's why I always try to use a platform and my platform to educate um y'all on past events. A lot of y'all kids probably never been to a block party. Why? Because by the time it got for y'all to come outside, they stopped it. Or you probably never went to a true house party when they turn out the lights and everybody just sweating and just having a good time, or a park jam right after a basketball game. Those was the best parties. You know what I'm saying? Until the violence and stuff start coming in, and the mayors like Rudy Giuliani start restricting stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And like we used to have a lot of moments in the hood. Like the first time going to see Juice was in Nova on 148th and Broadway. Everybody know about Nova, that movie theater. And on Wednesdays you got $3, so you could catch it for the $10 that week and go on Wednesday and go see it for $3, whatever movie you would see. Our first time I seen Juice was in Nova. First time I seen Boys in the Hood was in Nova. First time I seen Ninja Turtles was in Nova. Like these is like things that people used to do in the hood, but they took all these things, even the movie theaters, they took the local movie theater out of the hood. So there's really no place for us to go far as locally except 25th. And, people probably, rather go downtown and go to something in their neighborhood. But before we had the clubs and the strip clubs and the hookah, it was the block party, the park jam, and the house party. Word. Block parties used to be crazy, man. I'm telling you, all over the city. And you couldn't go to everybody house party, but I did. I used to go to house parties in the Bronx and in Webster Projects. I remember the first time I heard Snoop and Dre Deep Cover was in a Bronx party. First time I heard Sam Snead was in a Bronx party. Like they used to play all that West Coast shit heavy. First time I heard Doggy Style album, I was in the Bronx. Shout out to my man Bird Ice and the McClary family from Webster Projects. Shout out to the 1300 side, 1400 side, Washington front and back, Webster front and back. I'm known all over this joint. Like I used to go and battle this kid named Devon over there from Webster Projects. He was nice on the pop lock and shit. Like niggas used to be shooting in the apartment. Like when that throw your gun shit used to come on, yo, niggas used to pull out their guns and shoot in the ceiling, man. And nobody wouldn't run or nothing. Niggas would be drinking they 40, smoking they weeds, acting like that's just a part of partying. Nowadays you couldn't do no shit like that. Somebody's gonna die. You know what I'm saying? And when I was growing up, not too many people I know died in house parties and block parties. Like I said, park jams, those shits was getting shot up because it was like people was coming from all walks of different blocks, and troublemakers breed troublemakers, so that's how shit used to go. But those was the things that shaped hip hop: the park jam, the block party, and the house party. And if y'all ever seen the movie House Party, that's a great depiction of what a house party was. Wild, crazy, and hope not to fuck up your mom's toilet or furniture. You know what I'm saying? But gentrification took a lot from our people, and long as I got memories in my head, I'ma give y'all this true hip hop story shit from my perspective. And y'all can go do research. Go do your research. Go do research on what the restaurants that your uncles and your cousins used to go to really know what the culture of hip hop is, not only from the rap standpoint, but the whole culture, fashion, everything. Ask your aunt and your mother about AKA that was on her 4th and 7th dopest pepper steak you ever wanted to eat, or Midnight, or Reliable's Copeland's up on the hill on her 45th, or Candlelight that was on her 33rd in Lenox Avenue, or Jamaican Hot Pot on her 33rd, between her 33rd, her 34th and 7th. Like, you gotta go back to the history of where all this fly shit come from. M&G's on her 25th, late night after the tunnel. Like, y'all gotta know what the spots niggas was hitting. A lot of these guys my age ain't gonna tell y'all how fun it was. They just gonna tell y'all about how they was running the block or nothing. Tell them why you was running the block. Tell them why there was that vibe. Because, you know, everybody wasn't just one group of people getting money. Everybody was getting money. And everybody, you know, was making their town know, from Brooklyn to Queens to Bronx. Everybody had they connections and was networking in different ways. But when it came to Harlem, New York, them house parties, them block parties, and them park jams, structured and sculptured a lot of culture within the rap game. Cause you know what I'm saying? Those was the first times you actually got on a mic, was at a park jam or at a house party. You know what I'm saying? And those the first times. That's why you want to be fly. You couldn't wait for your block party to get. You got an outfit waiting for that. You even got fly to go to a house party. That's just how it was. That's, you know, if you was a guy that grew up like me, you want to fraternize with the women, so you have to be fly. You always kept a pen with you. You wasn't no iPhones. You kept a pen or a black book with you, or a piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? Some peppermint balls, no homo. You know what I'm saying? Or some gum. So you want to be talking to your no girl with the hawk. Niggas was drinking shit like 99 bananas, Long Island iced teas, cheap shit. You know what I'm saying? Um, red Alizé, yellow Alizé. Niggas was smoking chocolate bullshit weed, smoking White House Phillies. Do y'all history. I'm gonna teach y'all the culture here. I'm not gonna only give y'all hip hop stories of people in the industry, but I'm gonna always give y'all just culture of how shit was looking and smelling back in the days. You know what I'm saying? And that the like, just ask your peoples, man, about a park jam or a block party. Just ask them how that shit was feeling, how that shit that used to be love. It used to be like, um, that's sometimes you heard new music and then go home and be like, yo, I need to go get that album. But as far as I can remember, man, those is the things that structured our culture, man. And due to the fact that the streets has changed and shit is just a little out of hand, they took it away from us. But until next time, roll something, smoke something, like some shit, something like something. You know this is your boy Unkasa. I'm going to always give y'all the heat. And this is Unkasa True Hip Hop Story, episode 19. The element of hip hop, the gentrification, block parties, park jams. They forgetting about that. I'm not going to let y'all forget it, because I was there and I'm going to tell y'all about it. So until next time, I'm out.